Welcome one and all to Best Served Cold. My name is Deep Space Matt, and today I bring the theater murder mystery case to a close. With 3 suspects left to investigate, I'll need to carefully ask the right questions and choose the right drinks to narrow down who the culprit is. But things are never quiet in this city, and just as things settle down, a new case presents itself, much to the ire of some residents. What will this new mystery present? Let's find out in Best Served Cold. All right, here we go, some more of Best Served Cold. Let's get right into it and continue and see who there is to talk to today. Oh, there's a lot of people. Okay, well, let's start off on the left here with Lawrence. Good evening, Lawrence. You want conversation and a drink? Well, I can definitely provide both. I'm pretty sure I know what your favorite is. I think I know what everybody's favorite is at this point. The drama queen. There you go. Now, I don't know how much there is I want to talk to Lawrence about. There's definitely a lot to talk to Olivia over here about because she was gone for a while. There's a lot of catching up to do. There you go. Enjoy. Is there anything here to talk to you about? No. So it's just the clues. And, oh, we have a defense that's right for Olivia, so she's in the clear. What about Reece and their motive of revenge for getting them fired? Reece, I don't know about this bartender. You really think they could have been capable of such a vile act? You tell me, you know them better than I do. Hardly. I'm not entirely sure they even are knowable. An impeccable craftsman, of course, or is it craftsperson, but a mysterious, dour creature in every other regard. I really don't like to think of my staff in such an uncharitable way, but perhaps there is something to your theory. Okay, so you don't discount it. And why does this have an exclamation point on it? Is this new? Did you give me this? I don't remember. Let's present it anyway. Yes, that is, oh, indeed what I told you. Okay, that was a waste. We also need, oh, suspect number 4 and Efia, because it's Reece, Efia, and Stavros we need more information on. Let's go with suspect number 4. What a load of poppycock. Whatever it is you've been sipping behind the bar there, you can pour me one as well. So you don't believe it's Stavros. What about Efia? Oh, I do hope you're not spreading this rumor around like wildfire, friend. Tell me my confidence in you was not misplaced. My lips are sealed. Mostly sealed. Good night, bartender. Good night. Okay, on to Olivia. Evening, bartender. Good evening, Olivia. What a sanctuary this is. The media circus has been exhausting. I'm so glad to relax here with a drink. Oh, I have a lot to talk to you about. Okay, let's get you a drink first. Now, do I need you at a particular intoxication level? I think there was somebody, I think it was Efia, maybe Reece, if I remember correctly, that I needed to get them at a particular level to ask them about something. Let's get me, or get you, my most decorative glass, a cure for a parched throat. I'd love one. Make it strong, please. Absolutely. Your favorite is Drama Queen, which is actually perfect. It gets you right there. Not too intoxicated. All right, let's figure out what I want to ask you about. There's definitely a lot here. Oh, yes, there is. Let's go with Reece. What is this ridiculous flim-flam about Reece trying to kill me? It's just a theory. Yes, and one I'll gladly debunk right here and now. While Reece and I have our differences, we are not amateurs. Word travels fast in the world of theater, and the moment I learned that Lawrence decided to let Reece go, I immediately reached out to them and offered to talk to Lawrence on their behalf. I have my pride, but I am not blind to the merit of those I work with. Reece is an exceptionally talented individual, and Lawrence's decision was, in my eyes, the wrong one. Oh, new clue, no hard feelings. Reece was, as always, professional and detached. They revealed they already had job offers in waiting, and they had already decided to leave Lawrence's production. We buried the hatchet and vowed to part as colleagues, each wishing the other well. Anyone suggesting Reece is involved in all this will have me to answer to. I suggest you consider this line of reasoning to be a dead end, and move on to more plausible theories. Noted. Thanks, Olivia. Okay, so is that a defense for Reece? Oh, it is. Now it's down to Efia and Stavros. Let's go back and forth between the clues and the conversation here. Looking back, you've had quite a varied career, Olivia. I have, haven't I? And now that I've loosened up a little, I can tell you about it. You know, I learned a valuable lesson from each career path I've followed. I'll share my lessons if you like, but perhaps just one. I don't believe in spilling all my secrets, you know. So tell me, darling, which lesson do you want to know about? What I learned from acting in the opera, singing in the church choir, or my radio show? Let's go with the opera. Life is a show, darling. We all have 3 masks we wear, but those who perform on stage have a 4th. What are the masks? We have 1 mask we wear when out in the world, at a store, in church, on the stagecoach, at the market, our public face, respectable and obedient. Our 2nd mask is the personality we wear with our family. We slip that mask back on every time we go home for family dinner. When our mother calls us on the telephony machine, is it not a real phone? It's a phony telephone. Or when we meet our surly aunt at the post office. That's a mask we often think we no longer wear, but we often find ourselves falling into our old ways when amongst our closest family. And finally, we have the mask we wear when we are home alone, or with our chosen partner. Behind closed doors, perhaps that is not a mask at all, or so we tell ourselves. But actors know the truth, for they wear a 4th mask, or a 5th, a 6th, and because they wear so many, they know that all the masks are real. Our true nature is not in the masks we wear, but in the part of ourselves that chooses when we change masks. Does that make sense to you, bartender? Or have I perhaps lost you somewhere along the way? I think I get it. Oh, you like that answer? Very nice. What a sanctuary this is, indeed. All right, let's go. Oh, yeah, we needed to have you at the drunk level to ask you about that. Let's go back with a clue. And I guess suspect number 4. You believe Stavros may have been a suspect in his own murder. Isn't that a little far-fetched? The culprit wanted to harm you, not Stavros. His death was an accident. The weapon being planted wasn't. I suppose so. But this is still Stavros we're talking about. Was he even capable of such a thing? Physically, I mean. I'm sure the man had his talents. He was at least a passable co-star, but I can't imagine prop making was one of them. Oh, it definitely was, with the toolsmith that I discovered about him. I'll get to the bottom of it. And then on to, are you okay after the accident? Why, yes, darling. Of course it was upsetting, but I've been through a lot. You don't get to where I am in life without seeing a drop of blood spilled here or there. This wasn't a drop of blood, Olivia. No, it wasn't. But what do they expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? I stabbed a man on stage. Do you begrudge me a drink? Do people think I should don black and abandon my career, friends, my life? Olivia shudders. Her eyes are glassy, but with a steady breath, she smiles. It's a smile she has likely worn like armor all her life. Sometimes we see things we think are beyond what we can bear. We think there is a limit to the horrors we can endure. But darling, if life has taught me one thing, it is this. We endure. I don't want to think about what happened to Stavros. I have not yet begun to accept this loss. But accept it I shall. In time, I will move on. I will endure. But until then, let me drink and dance and share time with friends and friendly strangers. Tears can wait. They're going nowhere, and neither am I. Well, I should head back home any longer and I might miss out on my proper beauty sleep. Ta-ta. See you later. Okay, so we got a defense for Reece now. On to Efia. Nice and cozy in here tonight. Good to see you again. Welcome back, Efia. And let's get you a drink. Oh, I gotta ask you about this. Was it this one I needed to have you at the drunk level? Do I know your favorite? The femme fatale. You place a glass before Effie and she smiles. How about a drink? I'd love one. Femme fatale. Oh, only gets you here to tipsy. We need you at 6+ but under 9. Which could be one night stand or drama queen. Well, you know what? Let's go with drama queen. Seems to work with the others. I hope you like this one. Don't be hard on yourself. This isn't quite right, but it's not bad either. Okay, at least it's not horrible. Let's talk to you. Yeah, here, Lawrence said you were once in Crossing. Acting? Now there's a window into my past. Well, I might not look it these days, but yes, I was once an actor. The life didn't fit me. I'm not quite petite enough, not quite demure enough, not quite discreet enough. And I never had quite the right look for the casting directors. Funny that I didn't get my breakthrough, though I always picked up enough work to keep the dream alive. Barely. What happened? What little hope I did have of getting a leading role was snuffed out when I did the stupidest thing a woman like me could do. What was that? I tried to help someone. Stavros was pursuing me romantically while dating Olivia. In my naivete, I thought his desperate, wretched advances would be shameful when brought into the light. It didn't work out? No. Men like him don't feel shame. The system protects them so they never have to feel anything at all. This time the system was represented by one Lawrence Sullivan IV. I came to Lawrence in confidence and told him about Stavros' behavior. I also sent an anonymous letter to Olivia to tell her she was being played for a fool. When the system moves against you, it's very fast and it's very effective. What Lawrence did at the time seemed cruel and personal, but now I understand things a little better. I see his actions for what they really were. What were they? The predictable outcome of challenging power, and the power to create wealth when you have none. Stavros held the power and brought in the money. All I had was show some nerve and a sense of justice. The system doesn't care about that. You get rolled over, crushed. The next day, I was locked out of rehearsals. The items from my locker were in a box by the garbage. Everyone walked right past me. It was like I was a stranger to people I'd known for years. They had all been warned to stay away from me. Oh, new clue. Effia's motive. We have her motive. And just like that, I was out in the cold. Lawrence fired me to protect Stavros, and my acting career was over. That's awful. It's the past. That's why I changed career and found my own way. And that's why I started the Melodic Wire too. But that's a whole other discussion. That seems like a good discussion here. You mentioned the Melodic Wire. I want to ask you about the clues, but there's more here. The Melodic Wire, what is that? Yes, I did. So I guess you seem trustworthy to me. Don't prove me wrong. I won't. The Melodic Wire is a whisper network I set up to protect vulnerable people who work in the theater and creative industries. How does it work? I put out a newsletter once a month. It's for vulnerable people who need to know who to avoid and how to handle dangerous people in the industry. Who are the vulnerable people? A lot of women, but not only women, anyone without power or authority who might be targeted. Is it working? I think so. I get letters from people telling me the newsletter helped them avoid abuse, and sometimes messages from people saying they wish they'd read it sooner. Sounds worthwhile. Notebook updated? Thank you. Though I wonder if I'm still the right person to run it. Forget I said anything, okay? This is just between us. Is it anonymous that you're the one writing it? Okay, let's go and finish this out, then we have time for one more clue. I notice you carry a notebook around. And just some ideas. It's a nice little hobby and it helps distract me from all the bad news recently. I enjoy it, but I'm still deciding what kind of writer I want to be. What kinds are there? I tried writing novels, news articles, and even scripts for those new radio shows. And, well, I write a bit of everything. But even across the different mediums, I still found there were two styles of writing, and two kinds of writer, no more. Please go on. Teased you enough, have I? Well, that's part of being a storyteller too. You have to build drama, suspense, draw your reader into your world. And... all right, here it is. The two types of writers are skiers and climbers. Skiers and climbers. Skiers and climbers. I'll tell you a story about each, and then maybe you can guess which kind of writer I am. Or you are if you're a storyteller too. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. We're all storytellers. But that's a subject for another discussion, so let's talk about skiers and climbers. Let's. So imagine you're skiing downhill really fast. You can't stop, and you can't see too far ahead. But you can make turns, avoid obstacles. You can react. You're in control of where you go, but you don't control the mountain. That's one style of writing. You don't plan where you're going to end up, and you don't even know what's over the next crest. You just know the direction you're headed, and you make choices as you go that help you get to the base camp. And climbers? Climbers are always looking up at the summit. They plan their route, and step by step, they work their way towards it. Sure, sometimes they have to glance down at their feet to get through a tricky bit. In fact, looking down instead of up can make the journey seem less arduous. But still, climbers keep their eye on the route ahead, plan the steps along the way, and finish exactly where they plan to finish. No surprises, or not many, just a plan and a lot of hard work. I think I get it. When you're writing, you're either winging it or planning ahead. You figure out the whole story in advance, or you let the story find itself. I agree. You do? Most people push back on that. I mean, there are shades of gray in there, but still, I've never met a writer who wasn't either a skier or a climber. So, which am I? What do you think? Take your time. I think you know the answer already. Do I? I kind of feel like skier, because she mentioned she tried a bunch of different writing, doing novels or news articles. Although climber would support the theory that she's the one who did this all with the scripted demise. Let's go. I'm feeling skier a little bit more. Interesting. How did you come to that answer? This whole time it felt like your speech was ad-libbed. It did. And did you like that about my speech? It felt natural and it flowed. I agree, and thank you. Oh, okay, I chose the right one. So you are right. I'm a skier through and through. I love to see where the story takes me. That's how I write, and that's how I like my life to be. I mean, my career, my life, has been all about twists and turns. Nothing ever went quite to plan, but as long as I keep making choices, choosing a path, I'll get to where I need to be. And not knowing where I'll end up, well, I think that's the most exciting kind of story. I hope your story has just as many twists and turns. Oh, it does. In fact, I'm sure it will. All right, that is everything here, so on to a clue. We could ask about the scripted demise here, or talk about Stavros. Let's see if we can find out a motive for Stavros. I see. So Stavros is a suspect too. It's certainly an attractive option. How so? Crime where none of our f***ers turn out to be murderers, and the true culprit is neutralized by his own evil scheme. You'd better make sure it really isn't too good to be true before you go lobbing accusations at a dead man. I will. I can't spend all my money on cocktails. Time for me to go home. Safe trip, Efia. Oh, and I missed out on Bjorn over here. I just skipped right over you. I was so excited to talk to Efia. Good evening, especially since Bjorn probably has nothing helpful to add. We can get your affection up, though. And get you your favorite drink. which is an evening prayer. Although I did see that option down there to get you up to drunk, to ask you about that. I don't remember if I've asked you about that before. I think I might have with the one night stand. Let's try the drama queen, see how you like this. And then I'll ask you about that one option there. I kind of wish that it didn't have it grayed out if we haven't discovered about it, if you know what I mean. And this does the trick. Excellent. Because with Efia here, it was grayed out like this because we asked her about it, but we hadn't yet completed it. I don't remember if I completed this or not. I think I have because we got information about Stavros from you. I'm going to do it anyway. I knew him. Don't know anything about what happened on stage, though. What's he? Oh, yeah, I definitely went through this already. Nice enough. Kept to himself. Yes, because he worked with the metal. Not like you worked with the metal. He worked with you. This is how I got all the information about him being a toolsmith and being able to work with the prop to modify it. It's why he's a suspect to begin with. So Bjorn did have something to add to the whole conversation. All right. But we're going to go with suspect number 4. Stavros, a suspect in his own murder. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you've gone a bit daft, bartender. You don't believe that. Efia's motive? That doesn't sound like any business of mine, bartender. Fair enough. I kind of don't want to go with Efia the writer. And the working class and toolsmith is what I got from you. What about prop collector? Sorry, I wouldn't know anything about that. Fair enough. Okay, one more. No clue. Maybe... What was buy a thread? Oh, was Olivia, not Stavros, the intended victim all along? And you don't know anything about that either. All right, fair enough. Now it's on to the boss, who also probably doesn't know anything about much. No offense, boss. Evening, Vincent. But you're not involved in any of this. I can get you your favorite to get your affection meter up, which is the Dry War. Enjoy your very clear drink. Delightful. Why, thank you. All right, let's talk about Efia's motive. He may be a visionary, but it's clear people skills are not his strong suit. Sacking the poor girl for Stavros' improper behavior was certainly a misstep. Enough to hold a grudge towards Stavros? I couldn't tell you. Her willingness to work on dalliance could be seen as a way to get close enough to Stavros to strike, but it could just as easily be a sign of emotional maturity. Who's to say? Let's have a chat, indeed. Nothing here, either, no. What about the scripted demise? You can't seriously believe this nonsense about some stagehand being the real Gale de Winter. Put that out of your head already, it's patently ridiculous. Whoever de Winter is, they have nothing to do with this tragedy, and it's frankly offensive that you'd even consider it. Oh, so you don't believe Efia is the writer. Let's go... Oh, not 1,000 cuts, because we already have a defense for Reece. Suspect number 4. You believe Stavros is a suspect, even if he was the murderer. Considering what happened to him, he clearly wasn't a very good one. So you don't think it was him? Don't take my word for it. I don't know the first thing about the man besides that he held a good tune. We didn't really run in similar circles. Thanks anyway. And now it's getting late, indeed. And I have 2 more people to talk to. All right, detective. Our favorite detective, of course. What do you want? I got a couple of things to talk to you about. A defense for Reece. He's cleared. Oh, of course. It's nothing but bickering and infighting between these theater people, but now that a strong theory finally presents itself, they're closing ranks. They respected each other even if they didn't always show it. You're not trying to imply anything, are you? You're still on the bench. No, I'm not. It was worth a shot. All right, and then Efia's motive. I thought I told you not to go digging into my case, bartender, and yet here you are, presenting me with an entire tragic backstory. How do you even manage to unearth this sort of stuff? Talking to people? Can we just discuss the motive? Fine. If what you're telling me is true, it's revenge, the oldest motive in the book. I still have my doubts. Stavros may have been a pig, but surely Lawrence behaved just as poorly in this situation, and how would she even have pulled this off? I'll keep digging. I mean, I won't keep digging because you told me not to. All right, now to talk to Elena. Hello there. Good evening. I have 2 new clues for you. Well, 1 defense, 1 motive. That's certainly unexpected. I didn't think Olivia Carmine had it in her. Perhaps she's not quite as frivolous and shallow as she leads people to believe. That's 1 more theory we can put to rest. Good work. And Efia's motive. It's a sad tale, and one I've certainly heard before. Too many powerful men in this industry think themselves untouchable, beyond reproach for their misdeeds, and they are continuously proven right by directors and producers that shield them from the consequences of their actions. Well, not in this case, I suppose. It would certainly be understandable for Miss De Vos to hold a grudge over the impact Stavros' actions had on her career, but is it enough to commit murder? She found her own path to success in the end. You may want to run this one by people that know her well, then and now. I will do just that, as long as they show up in my bar tomorrow. All right, got to get back to work at closing everything down. End the day. I got to say hi to Whiskey first, of course. Hello there, and on to the clue board. We got 2 new clues. Though I don't think that the defense here is gonna uncover anything, since it does sort of close the line of questioning on Reece. But we'll try it anyway. I'm running out of space on my clue board. We got to be close to the end. Actually, I could probably get rid of some of this stuff here. Anything involving Reece and Olivia, since they're cleared. Okay, nothing there. Let's put this away. Put that away. Olivia's sabotage away. As well as the dagger sabotage once we get to it. Let's do it right now. That's done. Oh, and 1,000 cuts, self-defense. Efia's motive might line up with something here. I'm hoping so. Butting heads, stage left, probably not. Backstage fight, no. Nom de plume. Star couple. Time and place. Murder at the opera. So no, that's everything we've connected to. But we are looking at Efia's motive. Where was the other? Did I put it away by accident? Oh no, here it is. Scripted demise. We'll go like this. Suspect number 4, suicide by proxy. So now we need a motive for Stavros. And then a defense for either one of them to figure out who it was. All right. And I think that's all. Just on to the next day. Oh, not a lot of people here on a Tuesday. Hello there, Reece. Can I ask you about Efia? Here I am again. Evening, Reece. Couple of things here. Let's get you a drink. Which your favorite is... Oh, the mint punch. Which, should I do a mint punch or get you something that's a bit higher here? Like a 5. Evening prayer? Cold winter? Do you like coffee flavored? Let's try cold winter. There you go. What do you like about this one? Oh, okay. You do enjoy it. Very nice. Let's talk about some clues first. We're going to go with Efia's motive. Hung out to dry to protect the talent. Where have I heard that before? And I thought Stavros was a good egg. Or at least a surprisingly class-conscious egg. It just goes to show you can never trust someone to do the right thing in this industry when actors and their egos are involved. Sometimes I think I should have been an accountant. Or an undertaker? No, it's not too late. We'll go suspect number 4. Branding the victim as a murder suspect is a little macabre for the likes of you. Even in the grave, the man can't escape your accusations. That being said, I suppose I can't really argue with your reasoning. So you agree it's possible? I suppose. Stavros was certainly the sourest apple in the bunch, but he was one of the few that properly respected my work and my time. In this industry, men like that are in short supply. That's unfortunate. All right, 2 more actions, but nothing else involving... I guess backstage fight involves Stavros. Closed doors. But I do want to ask about these down here. Have you always loved the opera? Goddess, no. But you work in the theater. Yes, work. So it's not your passion. Hardly. It was my job, and I will find another theater job, and I will feel about it the same way. Indifferent, ambivalent, indifferent. Satisfied. Content that I'm good at something, I do it to make money, then I go home and get on with my life. Do you have friends in the theater? No. Some of them are fine people, some are not. Props serve a purpose, they are essential to a show, you need them. But when the audience flood out of the auditorium, no one talks about the props. Or if they do, the show itself has some serious problems. The props do their job, and when they do it well, no one notices them. Like you. Oh, notebook updated. Precisely. The only difference is after the show, the props just stick around. Meanwhile, I see friends, read, dream dark dreams, and enjoy a drink in a speakeasy. And maybe, if I am lucky, I have sparkling conversations about subjects more interesting than my work at the theater. I'm never sure what kind of topics to discuss. Oh yeah, people are so different. Well, let me ask you about any other hobbies you have. Vampires. That's my reaction too. What? Vampires. I heard you, but why? I am a member of a club that discusses and investigates such fascinating and macabre phenomena. Doing so is my hobby, and my current fascination is blood-sucking fiends. Why vampires? Why not? What could be more fascinating than pale creatures of the night, skulking around after midnight, stalking helpless, waifish maidens, and feckless young men who cannot fathom the depths of the deathless creature's remorseful but passionate despair? Huh? Who could pretend indifference to the concept of a fallen eternal monster, a beast consumed by its lustful desire to prey on the innocent and the pure? I'm just going to agree, that is fascinating. I'm glad you agree. Not everyone in Bukovi shares our fascination with tales and stories, true or otherwise, of macabre beasts and dark deeds by moonlight. So vampires are real. Notebook updated? Who am I to say? There are certainly enough stories, rumors, and whispers mixed with superstition to create an uncertain but delicious cocktail. Right. Do not give me that look. I am accustomed to it. What look? The look that you give a fool, one given to ridiculous flights of fancy. Nosferatu are simply my creatures of interest at the moment. Are they real or interesting stories? Is there some element of truth in mythology? In all our tales of macabre horror, is there not an element of universal primal fear and therefore authenticity at the root? Maybe. When we read stories, especially tales of horror, we create new memories, but memories of things which did not happen. How dull would our lives be if the only memories we have were of things we had seen, people we had met, and places we had been? Stories let us go beyond ourselves, to remember the lives of others, real and imagined, and to bask in their experiences. And right now, the experiences I want to read are about vampires. I hope I have made some kind of sense to you. I understand. You like that? Yes. Yes, I think you do. All right, and now it's time to say goodbye and say hello to Olivia. Evening bartender, let me get your favorite drink, of course. A cure for a parched throat, which would be a drama queen. All right, let's talk. We got plenty to talk about. What will happen with the show? How's your call-in show going? No, we have Efia's motive. Efia tried to murder Stavros. Darling, what are you on about? Doesn't it make sense? Perhaps if you know nothing of the people involved, you might think this mad theory holds water. But as someone who considers herself to be very close to Efia despite her sometimes cold attitude, I am offended on her behalf. I won't deny Efia held a grudge against Stavros during the production of Crossing. His unwanted advances ground down her patience and goodwill, and made her feel uncomfortable, unsafe even. She made the right choice and turned to the one person that could protect her. Oh, you? She did say she wrote you an anonymous letter? I'm going to go with you. Precisely. It must not have been easy. I think she was afraid I'd see her as the reason our relationship failed, not Stavros. Efia slipped an anonymous letter with all the details underneath my door while I was having my makeup done. It was quite tactful of her to try and inform me in such a fashion, but I'm afraid I've seen her elaborate handwriting far too often. New clue, anonymous tip. I broke things off with Stavros, informed my producer I was no longer comfortable working with him, and decided to move on with my life. Sad to say, there was little I could do for Efia to repay her at the time. She had already moved on to her career as a writer by the time I could get rid of Lawrence. Oh, another clue, sisterhood. Still, I'll gladly pay that debt today by telling you that Efia would never plan an elaborate plot for revenge if it might threaten my safety too. It's a bleak world out there when it comes to troublesome men, and she and I will always keep an eye out for each other, even if we don't do so openly. You're lucky to have each other. Okay, so is that a defense? It is. So it is Stavros. We just don't have a motive, though, for Stavros. Why he would want to do this. Interesting. Oh, a new one here. I heard you and Stavros were an item. The history of Stavros and Olivia, tale as old as time. Must you bore me so with these very unglamorous questions? The tabloid paparazzi already pesters me at every turn. Still, I suppose though we are less than friends. What do you mean less than friends? I'm already almost maxed out. We are more than mere acquaintances. Who knows, perhaps talking will make me feel better. It works for my listeners. Yes, Stavros and I became intimate as our professional careers progressed. Notebook updated. I was absolutely enamored with him, and who wouldn't be? He was charming, erudite, and he treated me like I was a goddess. I envisioned a bright future for Olivia and Stavros. All that changed when an anonymous letter was slipped under my dressing room door. At first, I believed Stavros had perhaps sent me a love letter or a poem, but the handwriting was too elegant, and when I read it, I realized what he was doing behind my back. To put it bluntly, he had been pursuing another woman during the entirety of our relationship. Naturally, I confronted him, and he made no effort to deny it. Can you believe that? Can you believe anyone saying Olivia Carmine is not enough woman for them? I confided in the producer that I was no longer comfortable working alongside Stavros, and that was the end of it. Oh, is that the motive? I know it's easy to imagine something more dramatic and grandiose as a reason for our breakup, but despite all this glamour, we're just people with eyes that wander and hearts that break. I'll try to remember that, Olivia. Although that wasn't a new clue. That was just an update to the notebook. But he was trying to get revenge on Olivia? Anonymous tip, which came from you. Working class backstage fight? Yes, well, every production has its tensions. Getting in and out of character takes a lot out of an actor. Not me, though. Embodying Penelope is as easy as slipping on a glove. But you and Stavros did fight. Oh, give it a rest, will you, darling? Our fight had absolutely nothing to do with what happened to the man, and I resent the implication. Maybe it had everything to do. Veiled threats? Well, Efia must have misheard. I'm sure we were simply doing some impromptu line reads or some such. Line reads? Really? Must you really pull at every loose thread? Fine, yes. I suppose he may have said something along those lines. Honestly, he said rather a lot of ghastly things. He was often in a mood, and he never passed up the chance to make it someone else's problem, usually mine. Happy now? Don't think I enjoy speaking ill of the dead. Stavros had his problems, I'm sure, but being irritable doesn't mean he deserved to die. Well, I should head back home. Safe travels. All right, well, that's everybody here. I guess we go with Hugo first. Detective. Anonymous tip. She broke up with her partner based on the word of an anonymous tip, and then she told someone as influential as a producer about it too. Does every aspect of these people's lives come straight out of a radio drama? How am I supposed to make sense of this case when none of the people involved in it make sense at all? And we've cleared Efia, although I think you might not believe it. Well, that's another theory down the drain, but it does make sense. It takes a seriously twisted mind to be okay with that kind of collateral damage. In my experience, revenge is usually more targeted than that. Oh, you actually believe me. And on to Elena. I mean, I could close the case right now, technically, but I would like to try and find out a motive. Anonymous tip. Oh, actors and their messy lives. At least she had the self-respect to leave him, I suppose. The fact she let this slip to a producer is interesting, though. The world of theater is a surprisingly small pond with a few very big fish in it. Word spreads fast. I wonder if that had any repercussions. And sisterhood. Well, color me surprised. Considering Olivia is a person of interest in our investigation, not anymore, it doesn't benefit her to help another suspect. I believe we can take her word for it. This plot could not only have injured Olivia, it was also a deeply traumatizing thing to inflict upon a woman you consider a friend, and whose well-being you've clearly always held in high regard. Alright, that's the end of that. Let's see if there's anything on the clue board with our new clues. But we might just call the Investigation closed. Hello there, Whiskey. All right, so we have anonymous tip. I guess sisterhood we can leave there because that is done. But we'll try and connect everything for this one. Did I not get this one? I did not. Come on. Move out of the way. There we go. Prop collector, Efia. Working class? Probably with veiled threats or maybe the backstage fight. Here, no. Oh, blacklisted. Stavros was blacklisted after Olivia shared the truth of his unfaithfulness, bringing his once promising career to a premature end. If Stavros knew that Olivia had been responsible, it may have been a motive for murder. Did someone tell him? Is that our motive? No. But maybe we can ask about that to somebody? Ask Olivia, maybe? All right. That is everything there. And we can take all this out. Hopefully Olivia is here, or maybe even Lawrence, because he would have been the producer at the time, right? That she told. Oh, yeah, Lawrence is here and Olivia. Excellent. And Efia, in fact, everybody is here. All the suspects. Well, not suspect number 4, I suppose. Good evening, Lawrence. Let me get you a drink. First things first. Go with your favorite drama queen. There you go. You're welcome. Clues. We're going with... Now we had... No, nothing else there. Blacklisted. Maybe anonymous tip as well. Stavros blacklisted from the industry. Yes, the situation is well known among my colleagues. Why do you ask? Did he know it was Olivia who was responsible for the blacklisting? I thought he did, but as I was talking to him while casting dalliance, it became clear he still wasn't certain who was to blame. After 10 long years, one would assume any misplaced grudge would have been burned cool long ago. I can't imagine he cares after all this time. You told him? Oh, there's Stavros' motive. Of course. Imagine being kept in the dark for all that time. Best we get all grievances out in the open so we can focus on what really matters. Dalliance. Why would anyone care about such petty rivalries when our magnum opus is so close at hand? You are kind of responsible. In a way, it is good he knew the truth before he passed on. I think these things are better aired out instead of being left to fester. I don't believe in secrets. Well, thanks for that. So that's it. That's all of it. We know why, we know how, and he has no defense because everybody else has a defense. Can I submit? Can I not submit while I'm talking to someone maybe? End the conversation. And come to our case here. There we go. Submit case. I think we'd best present our case before the police decide to submit one themselves. Let's hear your theory. Here's what I found. Who do you believe is responsible for the death of Stavros Stone? Stavros Stone. So Stavros himself is to blame. Well, I look forward to your explanation of this, bartender. It would certainly be quite a twist. Was the prop dagger switched? If so, how? Stavros sabotaged the knife to kill Olivia. You suspect Stavros sabotaged the dagger to trick Olivia into taking her own life. But of course, Olivia's careless use of a backup prop saved her own life and sealed Stavros' fate. He died by his own dagger. Now, why would Stavros want to murder Olivia Carmine? Lawrence revealed Olivia's role in Stavros' blacklisting. So, when first casting Dalliance, Lawrence carelessly told Stavros that Olivia had been behind his blacklisting all along. Lawrence must have hoped that any messy history between them would be water under the bridge. He was wrong. Stavros still wanted revenge. Take a breath. Are you sure about all this? Once I submit this report to Hugo to present to the Judicar, things will be set in motion that cannot be undone. I am confident. All right, you have my seal of approval. Now you should have a talk with Hugo. Let's put our best foot forward and hope we have made the right choice. Hugo? Underneath the counter, you clutch the case file you prepared with Elena's help. As Hugo finally manages to lift his head, his eyes meet yours. Once he sits down at the bar, he absent-mindedly stares down at the wooden counter. Upon placing the documents in front of him, he finally seems to snap out of his trance. Huh? What's this supposed to be? It's something Elena and I have been working on. Hugo's dejection lifts a little as he thumbs through the file. For the first time in weeks, he seems to unclench his jaw and sit up straight. This is very helpful. I have not been fair with you, bartender. I'm not sure I deserve this help, or your generosity for that matter. You don't, but have it anyway. I'll be truthful. Thank you. I was stubborn, I was foolish, and I was truly arrogant in thinking I could handle this without your help. You owe me one. Like not sending me to jail at the end of all this? I owe you a debt of gratitude, bartender. And I've been thinking as well, I know my own strengths as a detective. I can analyze evidence, make deductions, dissect the minds of criminals. But people are a challenge. Talking to others is a skill I've never really possessed or valued as much as I should have. A skill that people like you possess in spades. I see that now. Perhaps I dismissed you too hastily after our first case together. I have the power to deputize citizens to appoint someone as my partner. Wait a minute, what? Perhaps I should exercise that power with you. I don't know if I want you as my partner. With your permission, I'll take these findings to my superiors. From the looks of it, these notes are more promising than anything I've found so far. Let's hope something comes of this. Let's hope so indeed. Hugo gets up from his stool, tightly clutching the case file. He strides to the door with newfound vigor. With haste in his step, Hugo exits the bar. Good luck, detective. Okay, so I think now we need to fast forward, right, to the end of the week to figure out what happens. I don't really need to talk to anybody else. I mean, I guess I could give them drinks to increase their affection real quick. Let's do that. Because I don't know if they'll show up or who will show up in the next case. Let's get you your favorite, femme fatale. Oh, almost don't mess it up. Very nice. Enjoy this. I have no time to talk, Efia. Sorry about that. End the conversation. And then Olivia, who I think is almost, if not maxed out, almost maxed out, it looks like. Good evening, Olivia. I kind of wish I had a number here so I could know exactly where I was at. Have your favorite drink, the drama queen. And then Reece is the last one. And there you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I won't bother you anymore. Hello there, Reece. Let's get you a mint punch. Perfect mix as always. And what level are you at? Not even at half quite yet. I should get back to work. Closing the bar. We're closing up early tonight. Sorry about that, everybody. Gotta say hello to Whiskey, of course. Pets. There you go. Calendar to skip forward to the deadline. And just like last time, Detective Mertens' body language and expression are hard to read as he approaches the counter. Upon sitting down, however, you manage to get a better look. A sheepish smile and a little laugh, not what you expect from Hugo. He places his hands on the counter and takes a breath, then lets out a contented sigh. Stavros Stone planted the dagger hoping that Olivia Carmine would fatally injure herself, but a series of unplanned events caused his plan to backfire, causing his own death. And you actually managed to find enough evidence to make a convincing case out of this bizarre turn of events. All I can say is this: well done, bartender. I truly could not have made these deductions myself. Your mind is sharp, and your insight has been invaluable. I could learn much from this case and from you. It's not just your people skills I admire, bartender. It's your unique approach, your deductions, your determination. I'm used to working alone, but I'd be a fool to deny I'm more effective with you at my side. It would be my honor to have you as my partner if you'd consider it. Hugo smiles as he reaches out and shakes your hand. This whole debacle has taught me two things. I must work harder and continue to learn as an officer of the Bukovi Constabulary. And I hate the opera. Oh, on to the next case. Are we officially a deputy now? Guilty. Stavros Stone, attempted murderer, becomes victim. Botched murder attempt on Olivia Carmine kills opera star. Case 2, Here's to My Love. Interesting. It can go unsolved. We can just continue on with the case and not solve anything. Continue. Total affection earned $395. 206 alcohol served, 42 cocktails. Found all the clues. A few months later, was that... Oh, case number 3, The Crucible. That was the maid from before who wasn't in the last case. Was it Claire? I can't remember her name. A visibly frustrated Vincent Floare enters the bar and sits down with a grumble. In his anger, he slams down the newspaper he was carrying. The whole country has gone to the dogs, I tell you. Dead politicians in hotel rooms and burnt bodies at the steel mill. The peaceful Zara of my youth continues to crumble day by day. And this sort of thing never happened back then. How many more of these tragedies must occur before the government comes to its senses and closes the damn borders? Common sense must prevail. Mr. Floare, what happened? What has happened to my beautiful city? We are doomed to slide further into anarchy as cultures best kept separate. Wait a minute, are forced into a damned melting pot. Hold on now. The decency and manners of Zaran culture are being diluted, washed away by a wave of crime, depravity, and moral relativism. Are you going to become a prime suspect in the future? If not this one and another one. Vincent seems too dejected to engage in conversation. You decide to look at the paper instead. The headline jumps out at you. Double murder. Today, police released a statement regarding the discovery of 2 bodies in the capital city of Bukovi. The body of Petru Lombardo, Bukovi's treasurer, was found in his room at the Hotel Jubilee, still referred to by locals as Grundown Heights Red, after police received a tip from a member of staff. The autopsy confirms that Mr. Lombardo passed away around 11 p.m. on Sunday night due to severe blood loss resulting from blunt force trauma. Early Monday morning, roughly 7 hours after the discovery of the body at the hotel, police received another call about a body found at the Bukovi steel mill. An employee clocking in for the early shift discovered the burnt remains of an unidentified male in one of the furnaces and alerted the police. Due to the severity of the burns, identification was no longer possible. Early investigations have turned up one suspect who is believed to be involved with both deaths. Police are already Police have already apprehended and interviewed the potential culprit. The 37-year-old Scotian immigrant, oh, wait a minute, an employee at the steel mill, was seen speaking with Petru Lombardo at the party at the Hotel Jubilee on the night of the murder. Is it Bjorn? The suspect has since left police custody after their bail was paid, though they're forbidden from leaving the city for the time being and must answer any and all summons by investigators. A photo of Petru Lombardo. Gangster Roderick Roddy Gelvin escapes police custody. New arrests made in the Piazza da Vite burglary case. Double murder. Oh, are you going to tell me the entire thing? I just read all that in tiny letters. Yes, the body was found at the hotel after police received a tip. I should have remembered that this is how it goes. I don't have to read it on the newspaper. I can read it here. Early Monday morning. Body at the steel mill. An employee for the early shift. Can't identify the body. They arrested somebody. This one here, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be our friend. And his bail was paid. Oh yeah, see? Is this about Bjorn? Of course. Terrifying, isn't it? How many more violent ruffians are clamoring into our country while we are distracted by this threat of war? Clue, double homicide. Clearly, Scotia is filled with thuggish, oh my goodness, brutes that see it fit to solve their disputes with violence and bloodshed. This Bjorn is just one of thousands. Opportunists who would use our bleeding-hearted nature to take root here, bringing their ghoulish ways with them. I thought you liked Bjorn. Once again, unscrupulous individuals took advantage of my gentle and fair nature. No more. I will be more cautious of foreigners from this point forward. You seem convinced Bjorn is guilty. I am not convinced. I'm sure he did not do it. It's hard not to be when investigators have such damning evidence. Didn't you read the article? There was no evidence. That's a sudden change of attitude regarding the police. Do you think Bjorn is capable of murder? Let's go with the police. Not every police officer is like Hugo. Some are competent and judicious. And lest we forget, Mertens is an immigrant too. Do you really think Bjorn is capable of murder? All the evidence points towards the fact. Look at the size of the man, his capacity for violence, and he hit it well under that gentle giant act. Bjorn fooled us all. The old mantra of innocent until proven guilty looks nice on paper, but in obvious cases like these, it's best to make an example of the culprit and just get it over with. Someone has to send a message that the good people of Zara have had enough. An example for who exactly? You've never seen this expression on Vincent's face, more like a snarl than a frown. He can barely keep himself in check. Something has been eating away at him, and now it is all coming out. Notebook updated. Anyone who believes they have the right to come into my country and disregard the laws and customs of my land. Vincent's eyes meet yours, and for a long time the tension in the room remains high. Maintain eye contact. You can see Vincent stifle an outburst. His eyes like thunder, he slowly exhales. Perhaps he realizes you are not the right target for his ire. His expression briefly softens before he breaks eye contact and wordlessly leaves the bar. End conversation. I mean, Vincent ended the conversation there. Oh. Lucas. A visibly disturbed Lucas enters the speakeasy. Rather than sitting down at his usual spot, he immediately approaches the bar, his forehead covered in sweat and his eyes wide. Bartender, I need your help. Oh, well, it's not me who needs it. It's Bjorn. You have to help him. He's innocent. Slow down, Lucas. Take it easy. How can I be calm when Bjorn is being treated like a murderer and no one listens to me? Just take a breath. I hope you can put your skills to use and help him. I just don't know what else to do anymore. Would a drink help? No, not at the moment. Not when Bjorn's freedom is on the line. I've noticed you and Detective Mertens working together, you know. I know he trusts you. You've been working cases with him since I first came here, and I've seen you help Elena Earnest investigate too. Sure enough, during both cases, Hugo figured out what was really happening, but I know better than to believe he did that all by himself. All I ask is that you get Hugo to hear us out. Everything about this investigation is moving so fast. If you could just slow things down a bit, it'd buy us more time to find the truth. We don't have any proof yet, but we just know there's something fishy going on. The media, the constabulary, they were also quick to pin this all on Bjorn. They jumped on him right away. The evidence was thrown together, the arguments weak and hasty, they're rushing to a conclusion, the wrong one. Are you sure Bjorn is innocent? Of course I'm sure. He was with me the entire night at the party. How could he have murdered anyone? If only the press and the investigators listened to me. So please, I don't know what else to do. Who else to turn to? I'll talk to Hugo and sort this out. You will? Oh, thank the goddess. I'll go see Bjorn right away and tell him the good news. How's he holding up? Not great. I paid his bail, but when they opened his cell, he barely looked at me. I thought maybe he would be happy to see me, or relieved. He just seems numb, beaten. He keeps telling me he will be ground down in the machine. I don't know what he means exactly, but he is morose, thoroughly gloomy. Your support is the only good news we have had. Maybe telling him you are on the case will help, though I think getting out and having a drink to settle his nerves would be beneficial too. Goodbye. Yes, I need to talk to him, so get him here. Oh, hello there, Sandra Fischer. Descends the staircase once more. You haven't seen her for a while. She looks around the bar, then approaches you with a serene smile. Welcome back, Sandra. This place is buzzing. Not really right at the moment. Every time I come here, I think maybe it'll be quiet or gone, and you'll have moved on. But I'm always glad to be wrong. The place smells nice too. Sandalwood or cinnamon. Most speakeasies just smell like spilled beer. This place smells like, well, it smells like someone cares what it smells like, if that makes sense. How have you been? Could be better. I'm sorry to hear that. And just make sure to keep up the good work. Don't let your mood affect the quality of your drinks. People often underestimate how their mood can affect their whole day. I trust you've noticed this when talking to your customers. I have. They can have their mood soured in the morning, then carry that with them the whole day. But in the evening, slipping them that favorite drink can turn their whole perspective around. Did you know the opposite can also be true? The opposite? People think denying their feelings and putting on a happy face will make their problems disappear. As a good bartender, you sometimes need to break through that facade to get them to open up. You have to make people want to rant a little to get it off their chest. Consider me interested. How do I go about that then? Back when I was tending bar, I might have occasionally filled my shaker with a few wrong ingredients to ruin the flavor on purpose. The bad drink shook them out of their reverie, often opening the door for deeper insights. Helping them to spill their guts brought them relief. Being a good bartender is about more than pouring drinks, you know. It's about listening too. The information was sometimes useful, sometimes just interesting, but sharing always made them feel better. What did you do with this information? I improved the drink they received next time to ensure it was unforgettable. Flavors perfectly tailored to their taste would just not be possible without them opening up to me about their life. That's interesting. Hey, we all have to experience bad days sometimes, or the good days will lose all meaning. Part of being alive is to be able to experience all feelings, good and bad. You've given this a lot of thought. I have a lot of time to think, though I must say it's a lot more fun being able to share these musings with a fellow bartender. On the topic of thoughts, have you heard about the recent news about the double murder? It's been on my mind. It's hard to avoid. A strange case, don't you think? 2 murders in 2 completely different places, yet the investigators have pinned them down on a single man. And you know Bjorn, right? As do I. A little bit. So it must be difficult for you too. Is he really a criminal or just a man wrongfully accused? Do you think the constabulary is onto something, or do you believe he's innocent? I don't know all the details. Naturally, it's up to the police to carefully feed the public the correct information. I'm sure justice will prevail in the end, but I do hope they're giving him a fair shake. He seemed friendly to me. Have you ever considered the idea that you might be serving drinks to a criminal? One of my first customers was a loan shark's debt collector. I had the pleasure of serving Wendy Brooker, actually. If Bjorn really has killed Petru, then I suppose I have. Aren't we all criminals when we enter a speakeasy? There we go. Ha, a good sense of humor is paramount for a bartender, though I was referring to more serious crimes. Never forget your job as a bartender. Serving customers drinks and providing an ear to their troubles should be your primary concern. Stick to tending bar. I'll try. Now then, looks like I can't delay the inevitable any longer. Oh? Notebook updated. I have to leave Bukovia again for work, headed to a different country actually, and my destination requires the use of these new flight machines. I could really use some liquid courage before I go, if you catch my drift. What's your poison? I could go for something simple, maybe with a nice dark rum. Okay, sure. I'm a little suspicious of you though. Double murder and you need to leave? A drink then? Show me what you got, bartender. So with rum, white rum here, Pirate's Joy, dark rum, white rum, dark rum, Perfect Storm, or Ambush. Let's go with Ambush. Easy enough pattern. All right, how do you like this one? This tastes like you had fun making it. That's mostly a compliment. Mostly. Wish me luck, bartender. Keep an eye out for me in the papers. If you see any reports of a crashed vehicle, well, consider this place to have one less customer. Was that your favorite? It was not. Cold Winter was your favorite before. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Is that everybody? Oh my goodness, that is everybody. Oh look, Father's back. Interesting. Okay, but we are definitely at over an hour, so it's going to do it for this episode. This has been Best Served Cold, and it's on to a new case. I'm pretty sure Bjorn didn't do it. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching.